Oh man, this is exciting. How to take $60,000 out of your IRA and pay no taxes. Man, my man Brandon pointed this out to me. I think his name's Brandon. All right, so remember a couple days ago I did some videos on how this lady had she's single, $250,000 in her IRA. She's making $30,000 from Social Security, $6,000 in pension income, and I showed you that with that she paid no taxes whatsoever. No taxes because of the way the provisional mechanisms are, the standard deductions, whatnot. Then I had her taking $25,000 out of her IRA. She wants to take this money to buy silver. Rightly or wrongly, don't care, but that's what she wanted to do. And I said, if you were to do that, you'll pay $37.24 in taxes. Essentially, you'd have a 23.8% effective tax rate, well, at least on that distribution. So $3,724 divided by their $25,000 of distribution, that's like a 23.8% effective tax rate. Then I said, but if you did $40,000, your taxes would basically go up by 2.5 times. So you increase the amount of distributions by $15,000, but you increase the taxes by $6,000. Yeah, $6,000, which essentially puts you in a 38% effective tax rate, which is nuts because she's only in a 22% tax bracket. But because the difference in these two numbers, the $40,000 she's taken from her IRA versus the $25,000, the $15,000 additional dollars of distributions made her pay $6,000 more tax. So 6 divided by 15 is about 38% effective tax rate. I said, don't do that. Doesn't make sense. But then my man Brandon, again, if I'm screwing your name up, I'm sorry. I know it's a B. He said, well, if she did it under the CARES Act. I said, oh, I didn't even think about that. That's a freaking, that's great. So CARES Act. So remember what the CARES Act is. If you can prove you've been affected negatively by the commie virus, you can take distributions from an IRA and spread the tax over 3 years, essentially declaring the income over 3 years, if that makes sense. So I said, interesting. What if she were to take $60,000 out of her IRA, all right? She'd pay income, she'd declare income $20,000 this year, $20,000 next, and $20,000 next after that. Does that make sense? Well, let's see how it shakes out, shall we? Because I have a sneaky suspicion this is going to be the way to go. So remember, I'm not telling you that you can do this. That's up to you and the IRS. The IRS could look at you and say, Josh, you weren't negatively affected by the commie virus. I say, well, look at my income. It was. My business was going, then it dropped, starting to creep back up again. But come on, don't tell me I wasn't. But that's between you and the IRS. But just remember, the CARES Act allows you who've been affected by the commie virus to say, I can take a distribution from an IRA and pay tax over 3 years. And if memory serves, there's no penalty on that either, even if you're under the age of 59.5. All right, so that's what she has for income. It's not a Roth, it's a distribution, just a regular distribution, excuse me. You can't do the CARES Act to convert to a Roth. You can't. You have to take it out to your taxable account. It's still worth it, man. I'm telling you. All right, so here's her income. All right, so she has income now, $56,000. So we're going to write up here under CARES. All right, so she has $36K from her Social Security and her pension. And we're going to do plus 20. All right, so let's see what we got here. So remember, what we do with the provisional income is we have to figure out how much of that $30,000 Social Security is subject to income tax. That's what provisional income does. So we take $15,000 because it's always half of your Social Security, always half, plus these other amounts right here, plus $26,000. All right, so even my lump of coal in this brain knows that's $41,000. That's her provisional income is $41,000 bucks. All right, so now we go over here to this chart right here, and this is how much of her Social Security is subject to taxation once we have her provisional income figured out. So the first $25,000, none of it is. The next $9,000, $4,500 is, all right. And then she has, that's 34, so that'd be the next $7,000 is 85% is. And so if that's confusing, I apologize. Just watch my other videos. I got 8,000 videos on this. 7,000 times 0.85. Again, this is for a single person, so 5950. 5950. So that's going to be 50, 14, 10,450. So in this case, a $20,000 distribution is actually $60,000, but she only has to declare $20,000 this year's income. $10,450 of her Social Security is subject to taxation. So basically a third of her Social Security is subject to taxation. All right, so now what we do, we got to figure out her AGI, her adjusted gross income. And we simply do that. We don't add Social Security. We do add this plus that. All right, so we're going to go 10,000 for, hold on a second, let me dry that off a little bit better. Get my other marker here, make this a little bit better. 10,450. All right, because that's her provisional income, meant that 10,450 of her Social Security is subject to tax, plus 6,000, plus 26,000. So that's 42,450. That is her AGI, minus, we're going to say 13,000 of standard deduction. You can still see that, and that's 29,450. Let's just, people say you're missing by $500. Look, we don't have to be spent to the penny. Just give you a ballpark. All right, that's all we're doing here. We give you a ballpark so you can figure this out. Being too specific, I think a lot of people on YouTube try to be like, this is the exact number. I don't care, because it's all relative to you, and your numbers are not going to be here. As long as you know the formula, that's all that matters. 29,450 is her taxable income. All right, so she is going to have to pay some taxes. So part of my clickbait, 29,450. All right, so we're going to take 29,450 is her taxable income. All right, and so 29,450. I was going to make that dry better. I'm getting a new one of these days, man. 29,450. So the first 10,000 is 10%. That's $1,000. That's at 18,450. Is at 12%, which is 18,450 times 0.12. That's 2214. All right, 2214. So she's paying $3,214. $3,214 in total taxes. There you go, buddy. That's not. I thought it might be better, but anyway, $3,214 in total taxes for the next 3 years to take $60,000 out of her IRA. That doesn't quite do as much as I thought it might, and that's the thing with the tax torpedo, man. That's roughly $10,000 to take $60,000 out. All right, so that's 3,214. That's not. I was hoping it'd be better than that, huh? But she did take $60,000 out, so she has $60,000 out now. She'll pay $3,214 this year, $3,214 next year, most likely $3,214 the following year. Yeah, that doesn't quite do what I was hoping for. Well, let's do $15,000 then. So that'll be $45,000. All right, let's see what we got. All right, I was hoping it'd be a lot less than that, to be honest with you. All right, so let's do 45. That'll be $15,000 a year. All right, we're gonna do 15,000. All right, so now we got plus 15. All right, so now we got 15. We got 15 plus 21 plus 21. Provisional income in this regard is at 36,000. All right, this is gonna be better. I can see that a mile away. 36,000. The first 25,000, nothing. Next 9,000, 4,500, and that's 2,000 at 85%, which would be 1,700. All right, so in this case, 6,200 of her Social Security will be subject to taxation. So let's go over here. We'll erase this. Just spray this real quick. 6,200 of her Social Security will be subject to taxation. All right, so 6,200. 6,200 plus this other income. So in this case, 6,200 is her taxable Social Security plus the 2,100. Yeah, 21,000. So in this case, 27,200 will be subject to taxation. Is her AGI? Oh, there you go. This is going to be much better. Yeah, that's her AGI. Subtract 13,000 standard deduction. All All right, so she's got 14,200 taxable income. First 10,000, roughly 10%. So it's 1,000 there, and then the next 4,200 at 12%, and that's what 4,200 times 0.12. That's 50 bucks. Oops. 500 and we'll just say 500 bucks. All right, there you go. $1,500. There you go. That's better. All right, so here we got 36 plus 15 equals 1,500 bucks in tax. All right, well that's much better. So what's happening here is, if she were to take $45,000 out of her IRA, she'd pay 1,500 bucks in taxes in 2020, 1,500 bucks in taxes in 2021, 1,500 bucks in taxes in 2022. So that's 4,500 on a $45,000 distribution. That's 10%. That's even better what her tax bracket is, even though her tax bracket is here at 12%. It's still not as good. I was still hoping it'd be better, but there you go. I was hoping it might be a lot better, but she still has, 30,000, 45, 51,000 of income. I guess that's it though. She's paying, in that case, look, that's still not a bad tax. 1,500 bucks in tax on $51,000 of income. Psh, that's the way to look at it, my friends. So in here you go. She pays 3,200 of tax on 55,000 in income. So let's take our trusty calculator. What's your effective tax rate there? 1,500 in tax on 51,000 of income. That's a 2.9% tax bracket. 3,200 in tax on 56,000 of income. That's a 5.7 tax bracket. So yeah, man, you need to take advantage of the CARES Act, but you gotta be deliberate about it. I'd still do the 5.9. 5.9, to never have to get this money subject to taxation again, most likely. That's a winning thing to me. All right, anyway, I figured I'd do that. Thanks again. My man's name's Brandon. Great. If not, I forgot, but kudos to you. That's good stuff. Hope this helps. I'd love to hear your comments down below. We'll see you.